Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 22 of my Factorio Space Age Guide. If you are enjoying my content and want to see more, you know what to do. So in the last episode, we made some red circuits, and in this episode, we are going to start working on some sciences. I just need to get some materials real quick. We haven't checked power. Ooh, okay, we need to deal with power first. So that means that this is probably behind. Okay, this is way behind. Let's, we're gonna go up and just as a temporary band-aid, we're gonna branch off this coal. Here-ish? Nope. Oh, right through the rocks. Perfect. You know what? We're just gonna drag it up. Oh, we're not gonna make it. Talk about timing. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, I thought these were supposed to... whatever. Yay, power problems. That is the best part about Factorio, is when you start running into power problems and you're like, I gotta fix this now. And we're gonna do it in a very janky way. Oh geez, we're probably gonna be like completely out of power by the time I get this hooked up. Okay, so this is just gonna overtake all of this. Yeah, so we need to expand some power soon. Oh boy. Okay, so we are not going to worry about this just yet. I am going to maybe cut off, I'm going to cut off the red circuits for now. And then at the end of the episode, maybe I will just go beef that up a bit. Oh my gosh, okay, so I was looking at, in the last episode, I had mentioned that, there were some potential changes coming soon, and I looked into it, and not only is the red ammo changing, so I am going to be either careful about making the military science or try to figure out what the change is. Maybe I'll set it up for the way that it's gonna be, or maybe if it's an easy enough just quick swap, I can set it up for the way it is now and maybe change it later. But I also I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, like, I again have really taken changing things or changing the way that I do things to heart, and really like actually doing things different. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I am pretty sure that I can, let's just say, reinvent the wheel. I would say, most people. All right, so like anytime that I've tried to really sit down and change the way that you do like let's say red science or red and green science, because typically they would be done together. So let's say red here, green here. So the ratio between them is you'd have 6 of these for every 5 of these. Because if you look over on the right hand side, they craft at 0.15 per second. So if you doubled this, which is typically what you would see on a bus, this would be 1.5 per second. And that's usually the baseline for what you aim for all the other sciences. The green is 0.12 per second. So doubling these gets us to around, I think it was what, it's 1.44. So it's close enough to 0.5. And this is typically what you would see. And normally you would make gears up here. And every time I tried to change the way that I was going to set this up to make it more efficient, it just ended up turning out exactly the same way that everyone does it. But I was like, can I actually do things a different way this time? So we are going to have green be over there somewhere. And the reason for that is, like I said, normally you'd have them both together and they would kind of meet in the middle and be on the same belt. You're going to probably put them on the same belt either way. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? I want to aim for expandability. And if I had red taking up, say, this city block and green taking up this city block, then there's only so far that red could expand before it started to get in the way of green. So I am going to separate the two and merge them after. That way I can, yeah, kind of in theory, like infinitely scale them. We are going to be limited largely by what we're capable of bringing in and the belt speed and, you know, the different things that we're making. So, but anyways, you kind of get the idea, right? Like, so what we're going to end up doing is we are going to have a red build here and a green build over here. And then they will, I guess I haven't really decided if I want the sciences to come along the front or come along the back. Because if we do it along the back, then that kind of defeats the purpose of the scalability. There's only so far you can go back before you start running into the belt. So we might just throw them in the front, and maybe I'll just pull this back a little bit more. So if I left room for, let's say, 3 belts, that would basically just be another assembler forward. Which means that I would need to be here. Something like that. Sure, why not? Okay, so what do we need? We kind of already know what we need. We need iron plates and we need gears. So we don't need to make gears on site. We have gears being produced on the bus. And we have copper plates being produced on the bus. So we need to bring in, let's say, we'll just bring in 1 copper and we'll bring in 1 gear. Because I think if we do it that way, we can merge individual stacks and that'll allow us more potential throughput. I could even go as far to say that if we really wanted to think about scaling this up, then we could have them separated and if necessary, bring in like an extra either copper or gears here and an extra copper or gears here. Like that's not ever going to happen, so I'm not too concerned about it. This is plenty. Having a whole line of copper come in and a whole line of gears, because we won't consume nearly that quantity. But then we would just have to, at some point, do our little magic turning situations and do something like that. This would go over there. This would continue on forward. I guess, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. So what did I do? That was lined up. Sure, you know what? We can just go ahead and place it. And then that will potentially be allowed to continue on. Okay, so there we go. That's basically the whole first build, the red build. So if I wanted to bring them out front, let's just say that I didn't do it like that. Let's say that I brought these back more. Will that leave me 3? No. It's 2 sections. I could do underground. That's probably not a huge deal. These would come in like this. Just leave that open. Yeah, so then that's like bringing sciences across the front. I am not actually against. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. We would need the green to come through, so the green would, you know, do something like this. Whoops. Green would do something like that. There would have to be some like funky merging, but that's not a huge deal either. How ugly is that? Whatever. It gets the job done, right? And a lot of times you'll end up like buffering the different sections, and a lot of times you do that right after. Well, because we're gonna have so many different branches, it doesn't really make sense to have them. They would have to be either buffered here, or we could also buffer along the line. That is also an option. But then we would have to split these. I could probably deal with that. I could probably have... I know, I'm just kind of like brainstorming on the fly here. This oil is going to be a problem. Worst comes to worst, I could probably just shift this oil and keep room for whatever research we do. Alright, let's just get this... Oh, I do not have enough inserters. No! Let's just get this going. And these will output. So, we are going to be pairing these up together. Yes, only one half of this... We're putting these on both sides. The green will also be on both sides. And these will have potential... merging sections like this, if we ever wanted to expand, which is very possible we did. The biggest problem, actually, the biggest problem that we're going to end up having with expansion like this is going to be these two. Maybe to a degree blue, but, and maybe to a slight, nah, I mean, gray should be fine. Military science is going to be a little bit of a problem because, like, this has something that needs to be made on site. This has a few things that need to be made on site. So how we deal with this problem is going to be largely questionable. And then this one will have ingredients that are made off-site, which will probably be somewhere over here. Anyways, again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, one step at a time, right? Let me go get some more inserters. Yeah, I am. You know what? The more I think about different things, the more I'm like, these are maybe good ideas, possibly great ideas. That's the beauty of this game. That is the best part about Factorio, is you can just fiddle around with things. Eventually you will maybe come up with something that, you know, works great, maybe not. See, look at how much better that green inserter is. Good job, green inserter. You're the first and you're the best. Get us those red belts. Ouch. I'm also not going to hook this up to power because, you know, oh, that's because I cut off the reds. Wow, there were just so many assemblers here. After cutting it off, it just died right down. All right, where were we? And then the power would look something like this. And one of these would be copper, and one of these would be gears. So how about we go ahead and get those in? Nope. Good thing I'm not an FPS player. My goodness, my accuracy is garbage. Okay, so we have to take these off the top because of the way that we are compressing all of the belts upwards using the splitters here. Everything is being compressed towards the top. So when we take these from the belts and put them on the bottom side, we're going to have to take these off the top. So that might end up being a little funky, probably not. I need to be able to get this through, and this has to all right, how do I want to deal with this? Let's say copper comes in here, and let's say that this goes this way. So now this definitely goes underground. This goes here and is allowed to continue on. This is allowed to continue on. And then we need to priority left for these and priority right for this. I could do it with less underground. Oh no. Nope, that is not going to work. Okay, I need to get rid of some inventory. I know some copper wire that needs some copper. Oh, and then these can take the green circuits. Awesome. Anything else you guys can take? Okay, where were we? Fixing the copper lines. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be the other way. That's okay. So this is allowed to continue on. This is gonna be priority right. I've already kind of messed it up, so might as well just leave it like this. Yeah. So that's coming in from here, going down. This goes over, they all get compressed upwards. All right, gears. I am going to do the same thing to allow us to have an easier time. I need like that. And that does not need any priority. It will just split in half and allow this section to continue on. All right, and that should be it. Our belts should be getting merged. Where's my copper? GG facing the wrong direction. That goes through. That goes through here. Yay, success. Okay, so I need to, you know what? I guess it's probably time. It is time to tap this oil. How bad is this going to kill me? Where's my... Max consumption. So we're gonna be maybe we can grab like 6 of these. We'll do like 3 megawatts worth. How bad is that gonna hurt? Not bad right now. All right, so let's just do that. We're gonna kind of do the conversion that I was talking about, or have been talking about for a bit. We are going to grab some oil refineries. I'm gonna take 6. And some chemical plants. I'll just take 20. We are not going to use 20. We do not need 20, but I'm going to take 20. We need some pipes. We need some underground. Sure, why not? I need some pump jacks. I have 8. How many's up there? 2, 4, 6. Okay, I've got plenty. So I've got 7. Power poles. We're definitely going to need some power poles. We probably have enough. Better safe than sorry. Underground belts. Oh, geez. Definitely some underground belts and some regular belts. I'm also going to need to tear down our starter base at some point. I think I'm going to end up doing it by hand. Because not only, like, we're just kind of replacing the, we're going to be replacing the fuel source. I'm still going to need capacity once I turn those red circuits back on. So I will need to beef up that, beef up the power plant here. And it would make sense to have it on the opposite side, which means that all this needs to come down. Oh, another fun thing. As much of a problem as I've had driving this car, it would seem as though one of the changes that's being made is, I guess they're going to give the option to have the cars go in the direction that you press the keys. And I think that has to do with the, like, using a key, not a keyboard, a controller, because the game is available on the Switch, I believe. Where's my city block blueprint? Wait a minute. Why is this not connected? Did I? That was weird. It did not have the wiring. Anyways, so we're just gonna run. Yeah, we'll just do it here. So I'm gonna grab that city block blueprint again. The baby block. And we're just gonna do a straight line. So what is it that we're doing? For those that did not catch what was going on, we are going to tap this oil up here, and we are going to convert all of the petroleum gas that comes out into solid fuel, and the solid fuel will be what powers our base, and will be what we use for smelting, at least for the time being. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Okay. Pump jacks. Looks like a good central line would be like here. And we are going to try to do all of this as close to home as we can. So what I mean by that is I'm not aiming for anything special. I'm not aiming for anything, like, we are literally just connecting this. We're putting down some oil refineries. We are then, converting it right there on the spot. Old habits, man. Like I'm so used to making sure that these things are underground as much as possible. Oh, so close. No. Can I move this one? Bro. Nah, whatever. Okay, so we're just going to set up some oil refineries. We are going to convert the oil into petroleum gas right here. I probably should have done this different, but whatever. Yeah, I don't care. Just run it across. So these guys need power. This is an ugly band-aid, but it's going to work. And you know what? We're just going to do the chem plants right here. I'm going to do it a little bit ratioed though. So uh, they are producing 9 per second, so they're producing 54 per second. And this needs... Oh geez, that's it? Maybe this isn't our answer. Or I should have gotten more oil refineries. Well, tell you what, let's just do the chemical plants on this side, just in case we want to try to expand it. That's it? Alright, so that's what our... That is the situation. Talk about luck. I am getting so unlucky whenever it comes to some of these things connecting. So I think at first we're just going to use this for the power. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? I would like to at least have the option to bring this down here. Would maybe need to come this way and then jump over. But what about power? Because this will burn a lot slower, so it is a wee little bit better. Right, let's hop in the car. Yeah, so the way the car is going to work now is it will try to go in the direction that you turn, and I guess there's also an option, maybe by default, that it will attempt to go in whatever the most of the 8 directions, whichever one is the closest to the direction that it's heading now. Probably some way to disable that. I don't know. All I know is that it's really irritating sometimes when you have to like do like this to be able to draw a straight line with something. Oh, we're gonna run right into trees. Yep, knew it. It'll be interesting to no, not ghost. It'll be interesting to see exactly how much how much cheaper the red ammo is. Oh, fine. See, once you get off that straight line, oh, it is so hard to get back on a straight line. You kind of have to get lucky, really. We are 31 minutes into this. I was hoping to do both sciences. It doesn't look like I'm... No! It doesn't look like I'll be doing both sciences today. That's alright. These things happen. So we're gonna go underground here. I'm gonna assume that maybe one day I'll be able to... Ugh, so janky. Maybe one day I'll be able to use that. We'll see how it goes. Like, if this actually... Let me cut that off. If this ends up working out fine with the power, and it gets backed up enough, then we might consider going back and beefing up the oil refineries or something. I don't know. Alright, let's just not do that yet. Wait until it gets down here. Where is it? There it is. Well, at least there's a steady stream of it. Mostly. Okay, well, let's see how that goes. Maybe I won't connect it now. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end the episode now and speed through a bunch of stuff. I know I said that I'm gonna be speeding through a bunch of stuff and then ending the episode, but I think this is a little bit of an exception. Nobody really cares to watch me break all this down, but at the same time, I want it on video, so there we go. Yeah, so I am going to end it there. In the next episode, we are going to... Maybe I'll try to do both. Maybe I'll try to just squeeze in, like, the green science and maybe set up a little bit of a research lab. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So, I'm going to end it there. I will see you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.